We'll do it live. Fuck it. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Lag Comp podcast, where we get angry at each other and throw controllers. My name is Frito, and I'm joined today by three special guests. We got Pico210X YZ. How's it going, bud?
Pretty good. Chilling.
Aaron, also known as the Black Glove. There's numbers in there somewhere. I'm not going to try to pronounce them. What up, man?
I had to be difficult, you know.
You just wanted to create bad branding. My branding's not that great either. It's like the most irrelevant
How many
thing. It's
E's
got 3
you got in
E's.
your name, dude?
It's like 6. I don't know. I wanted it to be impossible for someone to find me if they tried to Google search. That was my goal. I wanted to keep my channel down as much as possible. Phantom, what's up, bud?
Nothing much. Just chilling.
So let's record a fucking podcast today. How about that, guys? My viewers on this Lag Comp podcast channel want content, so let's give it to them. What the fuck do we want to talk about?
All right.
We can do the skill gaps thing.
Did anybody take notes?
We're going to talk about ghosts and how amazing it's going to be. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's talk about ghosts.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dogs and shit.
They have a dog.
Dude, it's not going to be a remote control RC car. It's going to be a remote control dog. I'm pretty
Remote
sure.
control dog.
Remote control dog kill streak.
Blow up the dog? Do you have a litter of puppies that have grenades attached to them?
Wait, I want to know if you could attach a C4 to a dog kill streak and then run with that.
That would be good, actually.
Do dogs get like
PETA would be
72
all over
versions if they blow themselves up?
That's a good question. Do dogs have dogma? That joke just rolled off the tongue. I didn't even plan that. That could have went better.
That was good.
So let's stop yanking ourselves and yanking each other. So apparently in COD Ghosts, fish move out of the way. And so are we excited about this game, or is it just like another fucking iteration? What do we think?
I'm not
excited.
I'll tell you right now. I'm not excited about the game.
I haven't been excited for a Call of Duty since I saw the host migration trailer in Modern Warfare 2.
You know,
that got me so stoked. I was like, oh my god, no more host ending lobbies. Yes.
They haven't done something like that in a long time. Like, the marketing for that, I think, kind of hit everybody in the heart. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was like, because the way they framed it, the way they and this was before they had all these fancy trailers and shit too. You remember? Yep. They had marketing budgets, but it wasn't to the scale where they have fucking like some half bald guy and his black friend ride around in a Chevrolet that's painted with Black Ops 2 on it. And, the replacer. Like, they don't have this like Hollywood scale of it. What they had was just a fucking game, MW2 game. Everything looks great. The graphics were beautiful. And then the host migrated, and everybody everybody was like, "Oh shit! Host migration! This is the greatest thing since sliced bread." Is there anything they could add to the game that would have that same effect?
The last thing they tried to do was when they said no last stand. I think that's when everybody
no lag
got so stoked.
No lag.
When they said no, I think honestly, Frito, I think what's gonna get people stoked is when they finally say it on stage. Call of Duty now has dedicated servers, because that's what everybody has been touting for. That's gonna fucking make the crowd cheer like crazies when they say Call of Duty is finally on dedicated servers on console.
They could do that.
I think that's what's gonna fucking make everybody happy. What
they could save billions of dollars and not.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is, like, Call of Duty has progressively gotten worse connection wise since Modern Warfare 2, and I had tweeted this earlier. I think,
Fact. Yeah. Keep going.
And like, I'm wondering, like, I mean, essentially, you know, old Infinity Ward and, well, I guess new Infinity Ward and Treyarch have this baby given to them. They have the Call of Duty baby. And what is it, like, what I want to know is, like, what is it that Wes and Zampella did that they can't replicate connection-wise? Like, what's the fucking problem? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, you have everything you need. Why has it gotten worse?
Well, I have a theory. Does anybody else have any ideas?
My conspiracy theory is
I want to hear your theory.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well, what's your conspiracy theory? I'll let you go first.
And
then I'll top you.
I think it's theater mode. That's it.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty simple. That's a good example. Yeah, I think that's solid. I think it's because the games have way too much shit in them. I think that COD 4 was the quintessential. Well, MW2 obviously ran the best, but
Yeah.
it was they only really added a few layers to COD 4 to make
Yeah.
MW2, and then beyond that, there was theater mode as well as other improvements as well. I think every game graphically, even if it doesn't look appealing, it does get like an extra shade of definition. Like if you compare Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2, like the graphic texture quality and the layers that they've added to it is more. So that's just like one example. I think the whole game as a whole has gotten more complex, and the hardware stays the same, obviously. I think
Yep.
we're maxing out the hardware,
Yeah.
essentially. I could have said this in one sentence. I think we're maxing out the hardware, and that's pretty much it.
I'm hoping that's it. I'm hoping it's a hardware issue and not just a fucking shitty coder. You know,
Yeah.
but I mean, other games have fucking great graphics that are online but are able to have good connection. I mean, I don't know.
So is it lag comp then, or what?
It could be lag. I guess it's lag comp or just. I don't fucking know. I'm not a programmer, developer, or whatever. So I mean, I'm just talking out of my ass here, but
Theoretically, these guys make more money than anybody else, right?
yeah.
The group
Yeah,
that makes
they
Call of
do.
Duty games makes more money than any other developing studio, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
So they probably should have the best developers.
Yeah,
In
that's what
theory.
in theory, but I mean, then you have you know what? This is the thing, Frito, man. Remember? Did you ever see that the panel in Call of Duty XP with David Vonderhaar on stage and Alex Conserva and all? Did you watch that video?
Not the whole thing, no.
It just like when I watched that, like it put things into perspective. Like, who the fuck could take a fucking jackass in an Optic jersey with a fucking helmet with his fucking gamer tag above it? Seriously, like that's the guy that's like the head of everything as far as Call of Duty Treyarch goes. Like that's the fucking guy that represents the company. Some fucking idiot
Yep.
dressed up in an Optic jersey with some fucking goofy ass helmet. Like that's the guy.
I love that
Like,
idiot.
like that's I was like, what? Like
David
what are you
Vonderhaar
doing? Like
is my
you're
best friend.
Like what are you fucking doing? Like how am I supposed to take you seriously as an adult?
You just
dressed like that
gotta
on-
love the detest in the
Yeah.
faces of guys like like Conserva.
Yeah, it's
when
like,
he's
how do you
looking at
fucking respect
Vonderhaar.
this man? Like, you could just tell, like, he's just fucking had it, and he's like, I have to respect this fucking clown that fucking is in charge of everybody and, like, points the finger and you know, makes everybody do whatever. Like, could you respect your boss if he was
He's
just
Bill
some
Lumberg.
fucking...
That's
Yeah.
him. He's Bill fucking
It's
Lumberg.
like, how does anybody
right now.
respect that fucking man?
That's
Like-
Vonderhaar.
Like,
This is
I
what I
was...
think that happened to David Vonderhaar. I think he got very famous very quickly and got appointed to a job he wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And it's transformed him kind of in the same way how YouTubers that blow up all of a sudden are new people.
Okay.
Cocky
You know what I mean?
jackasses, yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I like David Vonderhaar.
But this is the guy that's taking your money and not listening to you. Like, that's the one thing. Like,
You
this
can
fucking...
have my money. He likes League play. I
Yeah,
like him.
I know. I know you, Black Ops 2 is your baby. I understand that. I know that from listening to many of your commentaries defending it. But it's
Have I made that clear?
yeah, very clear. And anybody who doesn't realize that now is obviously not listening.
They're clearly
um,
not watching your videos.
But it's just like, come on, man. Like, have some sort of like you're in charge of this $1 billion fucking franchise. Like, fucking at least act like a fucking adult that I can respect. Like, you're the same age.
Kids
like, he's
play
probably
this game though.
I know.
But he
know.
gets
He's
to
gonna
be
clown. That's not a bad thing to his audience, to his real audience. We're not this fucking audience. We doesn't
I
care
know.
about us.
I guess like in my head I was like, okay, it's 18 and up, but yeah, you're right. I mean, the amount of times I run into a fucking 5-year-old online is crazy. But it's just I don't know. Like, I can't respect him just because of like, once I saw that video, I was like, this is the fucking guy for real. Like, this is the guy. I don't get it.
You know, he had that same hat when he was wandering around the crowd
It's
and just talking to people and shaking hands and stuff.
I don't know.
That kind of bothers me a little bit.
Like, I imagine him the guy at like I said this before. Like, I imagine him the guy at like a fucking company party that like tries to go up to like a group of cool people talking, and they just kind of split up as soon as they see him walking like towards them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh fuck, let's get out of here. With a fucking drink in his hand, like fucking trying to go like talk to people, and people
Like,
are just
oh
spreading
shit,
out.
it's Dave.
Yeah.
It's Dave.
And he has his fucking goofy ass
old
hat
Dave.
on, like. "Rrr." I don't know.
See, I respect the type of guy who's not afraid to be that outrageous. I really do, because it takes some balls to do that.
Yeah, it is a lot of balls.
He
But it's
puts his balls on your chin as you complain
Yeah.
about his outrageousness.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm a nerd. Yeah. Let me go drive home in my $250,000 car and go fuck my wife with her $250,000 fake breasts.
The way in my head, I'm like, man, it's gonna take one angry customer to just fucking turn the motherfucker's world around, dude. There's crazy people in this world, and when you keep fucking with people like overs and overs and not listening, it's gonna take one crazy fan, man, to fucking turn somebody's world upside down. Or am I just crazy?
Here's a question for you guys: Do you think the average consumer hates Call of Duty as much as the average YouTube viewer
Hell
and
no.
commentator?
I'm going to tell you this right now. Yes, I'm going to tell you this. Yes, because I actually have. I haven't uploaded it yet, but there's a video that I have two friends of mine that have played Call of Duty with me since COD 4, but they're a lot more casual than I am, and they had a conversation with me talking about how they just don't like playing video games anymore because the amount of fucking bullshit that these developers are doing as far as DLC and not fixing shit that should have been fixed a long time ago. They're just done with it. You know, and these are just average fucking Joe Schmo, don't pay attention to YouTube or just whatever. They just like to play the game online, and they're just fucking bored of it because it's the same shit every fucking year.
Phantom, did you have something to say?
I would say that the casual crowd, like, obviously is not bored of Call of Duty. I think the sales numbers, like, go up every year, right?
Well, Black Ops 2,
yeah.
I think, dropped from MW3.
Yep.
Or has the growth dropped? I can't remember.
The growth has
these numbers
dropped.
The
Okay.
sales and the retention has gone down dramatically. Like I think
Yes.
they lost like 3 million in sales. Like they lost 3 million in sales. I could just be talking on my ass here, but that's what I think I heard.
Well, here's the distinction I make. Sometimes when you hear these numbers, they talk about the growth has dropped, and then they talk about the legit net sales. Those are two different things.
Okay.
The growth is where it went from Modern Warfare 3, and then the net sales is
The
obviously
growth
the overall total
has
number.
dropped.
The growth has definitely dropped.
And
But
more than
But
anything,
has the net sales dropped necessarily? Like, it's
well,
about the same?
Here's
or-
what I want to bring up is that the pre-order numbers for the next Call of Duty are down compared to other games out there, and they're down compared
Battlefield
to
4?
the previous game in the Call of Duty series. So
You know what's leading next-gen consoles, right? Battlefield
Yeah.
4.
yes, Battlefield
Now-
4. Yep.
So, do we think that Battlefield 4 on the next gen scene is going to kill it, but will COD kind of still kill it on the old gen, or no?
I'm
I'm gonna
think
say
so.
no.
I don't. This is a tough thing to call because there's not really. We haven't really had a situation like this to kind of transfer to, like to compare to. I mean,
Right, with the console launch. Well, I think that even though people, obviously people are going to want to keep their old consoles and everything like that, but a lot of people are excited about the next gen, and they're looking more forward to buying a new console and getting games on that console than they are with releases for current gen. And that's what's really hurting Call of Duty more than anything, because the game would... we can all say that a Call of Duty game would sell no matter what. Otherwise, if there was no new console launch, the next Call of Duty would sell no matter what. The game is too popular, it's a household name, it would sell.
yeah.
The new
But
console launch is what's hurting it.
yes, exactly, because there's a new set of standards, right, for the next gen. And I think BF4 has won the hardcore FPS audience on next gen because they got shafted on current gen. I don't think anyone can disagree about that.
Yeah.
BF3 was nothing on on current gen.
Well, it
So I
was
think-
a beta to me. I looked at Battlefield 3 as this. It was a stepping stone. They created a new engine that they wanted to be able to use, and I think that they did this on purpose. They created a new engine that they wanted to use on the next gen, and they wanted to see how far they can go with it. So Battlefield 3 was kind of a testing game. It was a beta to me. It was the beta for the next Battlefield game. They wanted to see what they could do with the environments, what the destruction would look like on that engine. What you could do with it, the gun sounds, everything they did with that new engine was a test for the next game.
But on next gen, though, do you think? I think if BF4 harnessed some of the social aspects really well on console, it could potentially either be like it would close the gap a lot. I think it could close the gap a lot between Battlefield and Call of Duty. Would you agree with that statement? Like they've already won over the hardcore audience just through the pre-sales. That's like evident. Like you can't deny that.
I think they're destined to totally close the gap. And one, EA is not going to do that more BS DRM crap where you have to get your season passes and all that stuff. I'm not even sure if they're going to make you sign up with Battlelog to play Battlefield anymore. And that would be a huge thing alone, in that the user interface in itself would be so simple and people wouldn't have to sign up to a separate network just to play it. That's going to change a big thing. That it's just there's so much into the game that's different from the previous versions that are going to make it easier for a person who's like, hey, I've only played Call of Duty, to hop over and have fun on it.
However, we haven't seen the multiplayer release yet for Ghosts. Will we get blown away, and will it like make BF4 seem like too hardcore of a game and it's going to appeal to the masses with some sort of innovation that we've yet to see?
They already went over like, what was it, like tilting and other random bullshit. There's like another climb animation. I don't know. They're showing
Those aren't
us
the bombs
nothing.
though.
Yeah.
I think the multiplayer's got the bombs. Like they wait. They know what they're doing. This isn't their first rodeo. Okay, they have more to lose in showing things early than they do have to gain. They don't have to show anything till like a month before if they wanted to.
It's not more to lose, it's more work to do.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Well,
having an open beta would just
they
be
have
more
nothing
work
right now,
for
probably.
Yeah. They have a dog and leaning. That's what they have right now.
The entire game is done, in my opinion, right now. As of July, what are we in the end of July?
Yeah.
The end of July, the game is finished. It's ready to go out. The final tweaks that they're making, it's irrelevant. Because there's going to be a day one patch. Alright, just like every other released game. It's going to be a day one patch. And then probably within the first few weeks, there's going to be another patch. So, whatever that's happening with the game production, it's irrelevant. I mean, they've needed to have an open beta, and the last time they had one was what?
COD 4?
World at War, I think.
World at War.
What? Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've needed to have one since then, but they refuse to do it because they're scared of having to do extra work.
Well, that
That's
word
the real
need,
problem.
That word need is kind of funny though, isn't it? What purpose is this need for? They need to do it so the game is better, or they need to do it for sales?
Well, yeah, they need to do it so the game is better. If the game is better, that's more sales.
I think
if
I
people
was a
can actually say that the
shareholder-
game is good after they've played it, that's a good thing.
Okay,
You know?
I can't remember who I'm quoting here, but a beta helps your game if your game is good, right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
it can hurt it if it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll
I'm
definitely
fully agree.
It'll
Fully
hurt
agree.
pre-order sales,
You're
definitely.
taking the hardcore approach to say that, yes, punish them by fire. Let us put your dirty laundry out in the open. Let us tear it to shreds.
I don't want
Why
them
would
to
a
be punished. I
shareholder
want them to
want
make
to
a
make
better
that
game.
decision?
I
What?
want them to put the game out there for the fan base because we're a fan base. I'm not the casual gamer. I'm not the person that just picked up Call of Duty at Black Ops 2. All right, I'm not the person that picked it up at Modern Warfare 3. I've been there for a long time, and I believe that I could help them make a better game by giving my opinion, just like everyone
You're not
else
listening
does.
though. Why do they care about you over the hundreds of thousands of whatever millions of people who are going to buy the game anyway?
If
That's
you
what
don't
I'm
care
saying.
about your hardcore fan base,
No, they
then-
don't.
I know they don't. I'm saying, as a company,
I'm saying we have to build a scenario in which it's beneficial for both parties.
it's
See, because
beneficial for both parties if they
the
listen to
dollar
their
amount
hardcore
is
fan
always
base.
going to lean towards hiding the things that are bad
Yeah.
and only like very meticulously and politically shaping the message. You know what I mean? Like, no last stand, ha ha ha. Oh wait, dead man's hand and last fucking stand, death streaks. You know what I mean? You hide
Yeah.
those things underneath and don't let them be revealed until the last minute and it's too late. That's a benefit for Call of Duty because it helps the hype train
Yeah, you're
go on
right.
a positive
But
streak.
it saves them the hassle of going through people being angry and hitting them up on all the different social networks, Twitter,
They
phone
don't
numbers,
care
and
about
everything.
that,
They
though.
laugh all the way to the bank.
Yeah,
They
at that,
definitely
like,
do laugh all the way to the bank, but as
You're
we
using
just
too much
stated,
logic here.
the next
You have to
the
think
next
like a
gen is
businessman.
telling you that the pre-order numbers are down. Their pre-order numbers are down. They're not going to be the hottest game on the market come the fall. So you know what? If you're a company that's trying to maintain your position as the king of the fucking hill, maybe you should open up to your fan base and say, "Hey, we need you because that's our paycheck. That's our money. That's what's taking us to the bank to laugh. All right? We need you." So that's when you open up and say, "All right, help us make a better game." So when we go into the next gen with Modern Warfare 4 or whatever game they're going to have designed specifically for the next gen, it's good. And it sells. And it stays
It'd be nice.
successful. I know, it's an ideal world, right?
we're thinking as
nice.
we're
Would
thinking
be
as a
nice.
consumer, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of sucks that there's a separation, but I mean, it's
I
unfortunately
mean, you
it's
can't
fucking
you can't
true,
lose
man.
your fan base like that, though.
But honestly, like I think a lot of the millions of copies that are sold, a lot of those people are still retained from COD 4, and I'm one of them.
They are.
You
Do you
know?
remember people were robbing trucks in
Yeah.
when Modern Warfare 3? People were robbing trucks to get copies of the game. Like that's how serious the franchise is. You definitely have to support your fan base. If you alienate your fan base, you're going to lose. You're going to turn into Halo. Halo is a great game. Halo 4 was awesome, and you know what? Nobody's fucking playing it.
Yeah.
Halo 4 is a great game that nobody plays. You
The
know,
game is fun. Yeah,
it's gonna turn
I-
into Halo. It's gonna be the same thing. History repeats itself.
But yes, that's true. But you're equalizing like groups of bandits robbing trucks with they need to make a beta to stay true to their fans. Those fans don't give a shit about the beta. They're crackheads for this shit. They're already hooked. They don't need it to be refined and purified and all that. You need to change the mass opinion first. The dollar's got to change it for them to have to reach out
Yeah.
and open up and do the right thing. See what I'm saying?
Understand, those crackheads have a lot of different sources to get a fix right now. Look, going into the fall, they got a lot of different sources.
At
Like
this
what?
They can
point,
get a fix off a lot of different games right now. That's the point. They got a lot of different outlets that they can go to, different developers with different games right now. You know, there's a lot of people chiming about games that aren't even coming out until 2014. Like they're
Titanfall.
That's the point. The Division games like that won't even be out for a while, and people are more excited about those than Call of Duty. That tells you something.
Yeah, but I would say, who are we asking? Are we asking the masses of people who can barely play an FPS, or are we asking the hardcore guys who actually care about these things? You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to in terms of dollars.
the mass appeal, right?
Yep. So, how difficult of a game do you think Call of Duty Ghosts is going to be in terms of the scale of the COD games as a whole?
I think it's gonna have a slight learning curve in comparison to like all the other ones. With all the features they're adding. I don't think it's gonna be any different though from like Black Ops 2. Like, I think it's gonna be pick up and kick ass or whatever.
It's not pick up and play anymore. It's just it's pick up and nuke. You know, just pick up
Pick up
controllers.
and nuke. I hope they
I,
bring something in there like a Moab or a nuke. You know,
I
I used
they
to say this a
don't.
lot, dude. The Swarm is actually more of a dick move in a game than the Moab and the nuke. Well, the Moab, really. The nuke ended the game, so fuck that. But more than the Moab, in that the Moab killed you once. You know, if somebody Moabbed you, it killed you once. That was it. Things like Swarms, they just constantly float around and continuously kill you. You know, you can even run Blind Eye or whatever, and if you're near a teammate, you're dead.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I hate AI.
AI
Score
kill
streaks
streaks?
altogether.
Yeah.
I wish they were gone, all of them. To be honest with you,
I can
except for the
agree with
UAV,
that.
I guess. But
I just want to see what Infinity Ward comes up with, because this is their first official Skeleton Crew game since Modern Warfare 2. I mean, I know Sledgehammer and all that bullshit. Like, to me, Modern Warfare 3 was just fucking filler. That game, it just, I don't.
What do you think of their new office, by the way?
I don't know.
Because they made a huge deal about it on like Twitter and social media.
I think you're the only one who knows about this. Please do.
I'll explain it. But they had a new office that they basically designed. They put up life-size portraits of characters from the Call of Duty Modern Warfare games. They have statues and all that in this office.
I see.
Cool.
Is there a statue of a player in Final Stand?
Oh,
They need that.
that would be a middle finger to the consumers so bad.
Yeah, I bet 90% of the developers won't even know what that would be. Yeah, like the statue of the guy in Final Stand. I bet none of them would even know what that is. I doubt.
I think that was the point where I realized Infinity Ward wasn't going anywhere in Call of Duty, was when they tweeted out and they Instagrammed and they did all that shit about their new office with all the pictures of the Modern Warfare characters and whatnot. It told you that they're sticking around. They just got a new Activision just sent them a check and they have a brand new studio to design their games and all that. It told you they're sticking around the franchise.
Yeah.
How do you think Ghost is going to handle the competitive scene, or is it just dead now?
That's a good one.
I think it'll still be there. I mean, it won't be as babied as Black Ops 2 is for competitive play, but I think it'll be there. And of course, a lot of, I'm pretty sure
still
Infinity
see
Ward.
Fwiz.
Yeah, with his hair, but I think it'll still be there. I mean, it may not be as refined, and there'll be. I mean, of course, MLG is going to tweak it to make it as balanced as possible in 4v4, but. I mean, I think Infinity Ward's still going to appeal to the casual as much as they have been. I mean, if they change the formula, I think that'll just be kind of out of character. But, I mean...
The Call
How
of
do you
Duty
guys feel-
Championship...
Wait.
I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
Phantom, go ahead.
Out of curiosity, how many of you guys play PC here?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, I have one, but I don't play COD on PC.
Okay. So,
I
have you guys
played
heard
on
of COD
both.
4 Pro Mod or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard about that, yeah.
Yeah. I want them to bring back like the equivalent of Pro Mod in the next Call of Duty. I think that's the
What
only
was it?
real competitive like iteration of Call of Duty.
What did that entail?
Yeah.
I mean, I know of it, but I don't really understand, like, what...
Pro Mod was basically all the guns, all the bullshit was taken out of COD 4, any of the bullshit, grenade launchers, overkill, any of that. Basically all the guns that were pretty much equal in stats were all in one category. Snipers, they played a huge role. They were actually they scoped in slower, but they had no sway, and they were used to protect the person rushing, and it was a search and destroy game mode. And basically it was like Quake. It was a frame rate kind of. It was heavily oriented on frame rate and just how well you traverse the map. And sound whoring was a huge feature too. You could hear people from across the map coming towards you. I don't know how to really explain it, but that's how competitive I think should be, and not the way that Black Ops 2 had competitive.
Is it entertaining to watch, though? That's
Yes, it's
a major
very.
That's the
point.
biggest thing.
There's frag movies that are like, they're better than most sniper montages you'll see nowadays.
Frag movies?
Mm-hmm.
Question mark? Is that what they're called, or
Yeah,
what?
they're called frag movies.
Okay, fair enough.
What
a
is
frag
that?
is like a frag in like Counter Strike is a kill.
Oh yeah, I know. I didn't
Okay.
know they're called frag movies. In that, never mind.
Oh,
Stupid
okay.
question. Stupid answer.
I was thinking grenade.
No, yeah. Back in the day on PC, it was called frags.
Oh, okay.
But personally, well, I think Black Ops 2 handles the competitive scene perfectly for console because of the arcadey, almost Halo-esque nature of it. Like, it's much more about cover, jumping, and like all the whole arcadey aspects of it. I think Pro Mod is kind of like Counter-Strike with a whole bunch of COD like things put into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that kind of that feel?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I feel like they also alienated their fan base on PC a lot more too, because the numbers on Black Ops 2 on PC is anywhere between 4,000 to 8,000, and on Xbox it's like 100,000 to like 200,000, something like that. And they just lost the mass appeal of Call of Duty on PC, and their prices are way too high
They
in
don't support
comparison
the
to other
game enough on
games.
PC.
Huh?
They don't support it enough on PC.
Exactly. There's not even dedicated servers on some of the Call of Duties still.
Yeah. I remember in
But
Modern
should
Warfare
they?
3, I played during a free weekend, and I was trying to figure out whether or not it was worth it on PC over the console, and it really just seemed so underwhelming. Like they didn't give you a reason to want to play it on PC at all. And
Yeah.
that's very rare in a PC game, especially a first-person shooter.
But
It
as
seems like
a
they're just putting it out there
business
just to put
decision,
it out
though,
there.
the decision's obvious why they do
Yeah.
that. That they make it for PC just to make some extra money, but they want to maximize their appeal, which is going to happen in console, because less players are going to buy it on PC. And the weird thing with the PC market nowadays, you have all this free-to-play stuff, which doesn't fit in the Call of Duty yearly cycle with $120 games with
Unless
all
you're
the
in
DLC.
China.
Well, except you're in China.
If you're in
Wouldn't that
China,
be
you
cool
get
if we had that, though?
you get a brand new free Call of Duty game that takes the best of every Call of Duty game, and they put it in there for you in China.
God, that'd
Is
be
that
so
Call of Duty
fucking
Online
amazing.
or whatever?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
I've
Call
seen-
of Duty on.
I've seen
Actually, I have something cool to tell you guys.
Do
So
tell.
basically, there's something called IW4M on PC, which is it's 4 Delta 1. It's a dedicated server mod for Modern Warfare 2. And right now they're in development of taking Call of Duty Online and mixing it with Modern Warfare 2 and adding thousands of guns. And I don't know. Right now it's in pre-alpha, but there are dedicated server mods for Modern Warfare 2 on PC that people run. I was just playing it not too long ago, actually. And I think it's really cool. I could show you guys gameplay maybe after this or something if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, they're taking Call of Duty Online and mixing it with Modern Warfare 2 and adding a shit ton of guns. And I feel like that's what a lot of people on PC want. There's going to be a competitive scene for, I don't know what it's going to be called, but right now it's just IW4M. And I think that would help if they actually did something like that for PC and not just the modding community.
Well, I think right now after Ghosts, what they should think about doing is definitely doing that kind of massive multiplayer game. Like basically what they should have done, and I had this idea years ago, is make Call of Duty into World of Warcraft, where it's already a yearly subscription now, but if they put that install base right at the start of the next gen consoles, I think they could keep people just about forever.
They could, yeah.
Oh, okay, just
I can
continuously
agree
add and
with that.
tweak and all that stuff. Like, not necessarily making a brand new game, just constant expansions and.
Well,
Right.
I've said
Things of that
I
nature.
said that myself
I'd
with
love that.
yearly release games. You know, I compare it to fighting games. I compare everything to fighting games, but if you look at Street Fighter and Marvel versus Capcom, you know, any of the Capcom fighting games, what they did was they basically made everything kind of DLC release. Even the new versions of the games were basically DLC release. So if you had Street Fighter 4, you download the content to make it Super Street Fighter 4 or Arcade Edition. If you had Marvel vs. Capcom, you download the content and it's Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. You don't have to actually go out and buy a physical disc to make it that. You can if you're new to the franchise, but you know, if you were there before, you could just download the content to make it new.
Would you say this is a positive thing altogether, or what?
I think it's necessary if they're going to continue with yearly releases. You know, the only difference is Call of Duty has different studios making the games. That's the only, and that's a big difference, but it's the only difference. They have different studios. If they all made it one studio, it could actually work that way. You know, where you could just have downloadable content to make it a new game.
The one problem I see about this glove is that it's too good of an idea. It works. It's logical, and it's fantastic. It's just not gonna happen, man. I'm sorry.
It's not gonna happen.
Hey, like I said earlier, the modding community on Modern Warfare 2 has been doing this kind of stuff. They're a lot slower.
They
though.
have, yeah.
They got
One thing I don't.
they got Bog
Sorry,
on
keep
Modern
going.
Warfare
I
2.
saw Nuketown on
They
Modern
got
Warfare
Yeah, I
2.
saw that
They got
too.
Nuketown.
They got Nuketown. They have a Star Wars mod on COD.
They have the
Yeah.
fucking
by the
Peacekeeper
way.
in Modern Warfare 2. I saw that.
See, this is the thing with mods, right?
They keep the
mods
games.
create so much just beauty. Let me just rattle off a few.
Okay.
DayZ, Counter-Strike,
Yep.
Dota.
Yep.
I don't know anymore.
World
but-
at War, infinite zombie maps.
Yeah, World
Oh, yeah.
exactly. Like, really, I think you're right, but in terms of the PC side of mod thing needs to be implemented. That's like without a doubt. But it'd be awesome if some way that could get transferred to the people they really care about, because they don't care about PC. They just don't. The money's in console, so they go to console. And if they could somehow allow that sort of freedom, even if it was like somehow for sale too. Doesn't Steam do something like this too? Like you get mod tools, but then like mods can be bought. Like I'm confused.
Yeah.
Is this true? I'm new to Steam.
There's
so-
a lot of games you can actually buy mod tools for. Like Skyrim for one is a huge one. Skyrim you can actually mod, and it's supported.
They have a
Which is
Steam
huge.
workshop for mods. The community makes mods, and Steam just uploads them all to one place, and you can just download them from there.
PC Nation.
Whoa.
Master Race, my friend. So
Well, I was gonna ask you, Fredo. Do you think, Call of Duty competitive esports sticking strictly to the Xbox is hurting? Do you think it would grow if they open the doors to competitive PC and competitive PS4 or PS3 or whatever?
this is a very
Because
interesting
those are
question.
customers too. Like if I'm a fucking customer,
They
if
are
I'm a PS3
customers.
owner, why can't I participate in Pro? If I know I'm good, like what, I got to fucking change console or whatever. Like, you know, it's just that's
You
I
can
don't know,
compete.
like why
You
even
just better
bother
pick up an
having league
Xbox
play-
controller.
Yeah, like why bother having a fucking league play on all these other systems if you're not gonna let the other consoles participate in Pro? It seems kind of, I don't know, favoritism, but I guess that's just Microsoft
it is.
and Activision
You're right. It
spooning.
is, and the sad thing is, Call of Duty, for all intents and purposes, is a Microsoft exclusive. Microsoft console exclusive, and it has been for years. Regardless of what anybody says, I like to play on PlayStation. No, you play a ported version that has a whole bunch of fucked up more shit. As fucked up as the game is, there's more fucked up shit when you port it over, and they don't care about PC. So that like,
Yeah.
there is benefits to that, and then there's also obviously negatives to the fact, like you're saying, like there's all these people who are alienated. I don't
Yeah.
think my expectations for where esports go are not as what a lot of other people say. I know it's different than what Black Glove thinks, but it doesn't have to be massive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if they only get 100,000 views just on the COD championships and then MLG gets 50K. I think that's good enough. Now, it'd be nice if they could get that and also appease the masses as well. I think that would be the best of both worlds. And the way I think they do that is by segregating the competitive scene further from like trying to be the same thing. And I think, again, Black Glove disagrees with this completely, and it should be more of the same. But I'd rather it be like a mod, whereas like Counter-Strike Source was a perfect mod built out of a more casual experience. And then you can let these hardcore players who are the best at the game build it from the ground up as the most difficult game possible and let them just go play. It's like, you know, me and you, we want to go play, you know, basketball, and it's a little shitty rink-a-dink hoop, and, you know, Michael Jordan comes over and is like, hey, I want to play. Fuck you, Jordan. Go play on the real hoops, okay? We want to play on our little rink-a-dink basketball. Don't come here and fuck our shit up. We're trying to have fun, okay? I'm just a little kid, okay? I can't handle that. So you segregate, which is an evil word, especially since we have a black guy on our show. Segregate these communities.
Hey, don't forget the Hispanic.
If Zimmerman's not Hispanic, you're not either. I don't give a shit.
All right. Fair enough.
If we segregate these communities, I think it would be best for all people involved. But that does lean on the fact that you have to allow it to grow organically. through mods, and you can't do that on we need DLC sales. Only we can create the content, and it's going to be shitty content anyway. Even though Black Ops 2 DLC wasn't bad, but okay, I talked for like 5 minutes. Let me take.
It wasn't bad. Period. It wasn't bad.
I think the camos was just a little. I don't know. Even though the DLC was subpar for MW3, I still liked the monthly DLC because it kind of gave everybody.
I don't think the DLC was subpar. I actually think MW3 DLC wasn't bad.
Oh.
I got them all free on PC, but I thought they were all good.
No, I don't think
I'm gonna preach.
bad.
I'm gonna preach for days.
The
Preach
one
for what?
the one
What?
shitty. What's up?
Oh, never mind. I didn't hear him, but go ahead. Keep going.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say the one shitty move that Treyarch did, and I thought it was really bad, was the whole season pass, and then not including like the other DLC that wasn't maps. You know,
Is this a Treyarch decision though? Or an Activision decision?
It could
Probably
be. I think it's
Activision.
probably an Activision, yeah. But it's just like they changed the fine print, which kind of sucks. Like, how do you do that and get away with it?
Well, they told you to pre-order and get Nuketown, and then they wouldn't give you Nuketown unless it was on a double XP weekend. That whole practice kind of irritated me. You know, it's almost as bad as fighting games having all these characters on a disc and you can't access them.
Yeah,
You know,
you have to pay to
it's
unlock
one of
on the
those
disc.
type of things where it's like, all right, well, if I'm purchasing this product and you're not giving me the full product, but the full product is technically there, it irritates me. You know, we bought Nuketown when we pre-ordered the game. That was the draw to pre-order it, and you didn't give us what we pre-ordered. You know,
I think that's the state of the business, though, isn't it? Like, developers want to, or the publishers really want to see how much they can get away with. It's good business. That's like the definition of good business. How to milk the most money possible and screw the consumer as much as possible without them knowing.
I personally only see Activision screwing the consumers on that level. Activision and maybe EA. I think EA occasionally does that too, but at the same time, their products are good enough for the fan bases that enjoy them that they're willing to take it. But for me, as a consumer of, you know, multiple developers and publishers, I'm not gonna take that bullshit anymore. Like, I'm not gonna give you my money ahead of time for something if you're not gonna give it to me. I'm not going to fall for what the little kids will. You know, you tell a little kid, hey, we give you free maps and there's a skyscraper falling, you play in it. Yeah, that's awesome. That's not gonna work for me. Okay.
Well, I mean, like with these iPad games too. Like, it's like that's like I think they're more to blame, but the bar is set by who is most successful with it, and that strategy gets emulated, like in the stratosphere of the business sphere. Big words.
Other companies give you what they tell you with like pre-orders and whatever. Other companies
Well,
give you what they say. They're like,
consoles,
hey,
but
you're gonna get this DLC. There you go. You have it. Like, the only company the only game that ever screwed me over with what I pre-ordered was Dead Island outside of Call of Duty. Dead Island. The original Dead Island promised you Bloodbath Arena, and they messed that DLC up so bad that by the time it actually came out, majority of the people who own the game got rid of it. I'm one of those people. You know, I traded that game in before the DLC ever came out because I was like, all right, I've had this game for 6 months. The DLC I pre-ordered it for never came out with it. Okay, I'm done. I've beaten it 3 times. I'm done. Other than that, most companies generally give you what they tell you. They're like, hey, this is what we're advertising. There you go. Batman Arkham City. Hey, you get Catwoman or whatever. You get whatever. It's right there. There she is. Fucking play with her. Have fun. That's what it is.
Oh, I will.
You guys remember when they gave you like Christmas Crash on COD 4 for free, and they gave you Mockingjay for free on World at War? I don't know what happened to that. They've just money grubbing, dude.
They stopped giving a shit. That's what happened.
Yeah. Because the old developers who gave a crap are long gone, man. It's just other people just passing the fucking same whore around back and forth.
Developers who
Treyarch's
gave
the
a
same,
shit went to
though.
like Castle Crashers and fucking other games. Like they don't give a shit about games by big market
These
companies.
AAA titles should be fucking scared, man. They should be fucking scared of indie developers because that's starting to become like they're starting to spread the fucking. I mean, look how fucking successful Android and Windows and iOS games are compared to the original handhelds, the Game Boy and the fucking PSP or whatever. Those things are gonna go the way of the dinosaur with the events of like super like indie dollar games. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, is that gonna happen on console too?
You know, that's a good point. And what if Microsoft's plan in basically screwing indie development, what if they're thinking about that? You know, is that a self-interest idea? They don't want an indie developer to come and sweep up their console?
Well,
Is that why they make it so
essentially it's more
difficult?
money for Microsoft because they make a cut, I assume, right? I mean,
They do
But
make a cut, yeah.
yeah, like
they
I mean, if more shit, even if it's a lot of little shit, it's still a lot of shit that they're selling.
But what I'm saying is, you guys know that for the Xbox One, like, it's still pretty damn hard to
Yeah.
get indie devs on there. Like PS4,
It's
Wii
definitely
U is
harder
like,
than PlayStation.
develop for us, please, for the love of God, give us
yeah,
games.
yeah,
and then like
Wii U
PS4
has a great
is more
indie-
open. Yeah.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is Microsoft doing that on purpose because they're afraid of an indie game sweeping up their basically like money makers. You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna change because they already changed the fee for patching a game. Like that's no longer that's why a lot of games were never patched because of the amount of money
That's a good point.
Microsoft demanded for patches, and now that's totally gone. Like what?
They
why
caught
would
on,
they just totally
definitely.
waive the fee? Like if it didn't essentially cost them anything, like to patch a game, why would they charge a company $50,000 or whatever it used to be?
Can
And now
of
that's
worms,
gone.
dude. You just opened
Yeah.
a can of worms.
Sorry.
Because now we have to talk about why the fuck don't they patch all these other games that could easily be patched, like fucking every other
Because-
Call of Duty game.
Because they're not relevant anymore. They're
Well,
long gone. They're relics
that
of the
falls
past.
on the developers
Yeah.
right there. Like that falls on the publishers and developers to do. Now that Microsoft has said, "Hey, we're not going to charge you to put out patches," now you got to look at your developers and publishers and be like, "Hey,
Like, hey,
patch it. You're still selling it brand new. If you're selling something
Yep.
brand new, you got to fucking support it." That's
Here's
that's
how I feel.
It.
Halo 4 probably has somewhere around, it's got to be like less than 20,000 people on it at any given time. Maybe it's even 10,000. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't think it gives an overall number. I always see like there's never a playlist with more than that in an individual one. If I add them up, it's probably like that. The older CODs probably compete with those numbers as well.
yeah.
Yep.
So
you're
why is it excusable for them to get away with that? I support the idea of starting a Twitter campaign or whatever and getting on these guys to switch the few knobs it would take to fix some of these things.
Well, Pico,
It's
you
yeah.
can attest to this. How many times did we go in COD 4 and see tons of hackers and hacked lobbies?
Apparently that's unfixable. I've seen that a couple of times that they're saying that they can't fix that.
Now
reason.
I can say that it is fixable because I've seen them patch the game and then the hackers are gone and it's more difficult. But they come back, of course. But see, here's the thing. When you have continued support, you don't have that problem. When you don't have continued support, when they make a patch every year or 2 years, then you're going to have that problem.
I think they just don't. They just don't care, man. They're so worried about what the future is. They don't give a shit. They know that eventually they're gonna turn those servers off, man. Those games are
The
old
point
now.
is, and I think this is why Frito brought it up. If
Okay.
they're selling it new, you can't. That's not a good business practice. You can't sell something brand new. You can go to a store right now and buy these games brand new. You can't sell something brand new that is garbage. It is broken. It is filled with hackers and the server.
I think we've established they don't care.
Yeah, they just don't care, man.
Pretty much every decision we could make, like on a checklist of pro consumer and pro milking the consumer, everything would go under the milking consumer
Yeah.
category.
the
Let's just face it.
no
I mean,
fucks given.
unless you're
list.
offending somebody's religion, they're not gonna go back and fix whatever.
Oh God.
Yeah, come on. Can we
Yeah.
talk about that? Really? Like,
Go ahead. I
It's-
don't
that's
have
an-
anything to say.
okay. Well, that's an old issue, but okay.
somebody found it on a toilet after all these years, and they will go back and fix that. And it becomes a news story. It goes into articles. People write
Because that's
editorials
why.
about the fucking thing. But they
Like-
won't
like-
fix hacking.
But the thing is,
simple.
hacking isn't offending anybody like on a religious level. Like
I'm
that- to
offended
me,
on
like,
a
that-
religious level by hacking.
Oh, okay.
I am.
I'm offended by One Man Army Noob Tubes.
Oh,
I
think
yep, I'm
that's an
offended by
ungodly
Last
creation.
Stand. Okay.
Yeah. I
Oh,
I mean,
God.
we could all
If I,
wish these
if I
great
kill
things and-
somebody, they should be dead. All right, I'm offended.
Yeah, I think that these ideas are too good and they would help the game in the long run. But I mean, essentially, that's not what they want to do. So they
I
just
hear
pump
you,
these
man.
things out every year and make their money. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how much longer
Well,
they're going to continue to
you
patch
guys
Black Ops
have
2.
have you guys heard about Modern Warfare 4?
Yeah.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
What
Well,
do you think?
the voice actor for Price had mentioned that like about a year ago. Like he let it slip that he was voice acting for Modern Warfare 4.
He did, yeah.
You remember that?
Are we gonna have two
Yeah, I
titles
remember
this
that.
year?
I remember that. And they tried to
that
tried
what
to
you're telling
debunk
me?
it. They were
Huh?
like, "Oh no, he wasn't doing that." Well, what was he doing?
Here's my theory. COD Ghost is filler again. I think COD Ghost is filler again until they make the real next gen video game. Because this still has to sell millions of copies on the old console. They need that. So they need another filler game until they can make a legitimate new engine Call of Duty game. Because this old engine shit ain't gonna fly for another year.
I think we're never
on
getting a
Xbox
new
One.
engine.
You think
I
so?
think that there are going to be 3 companies making sure that a game comes out every year, and it's never going to be a new engine until midway through the new consoles, at least. All right, I think
Until
that
it
they're
Tony
going
Hawk's.
to beat
Until
this
it
dead
Guitar
horse.
Heroes.
Dude, they do
Yeah.
have a new engine. The fish move away.
They're sliding.
Wait a sec. Wasn't there a reveal for that Activision engine, and there was that old man, and he looked all realistic and shit?
Yeah, it's not for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember that
Could
actually.
it be for Black Ops
That's
2, though?
that's not the COD
3.
engine.
Could it be for the next gen?
for the
game,
next,
though?
it's for the next Tony Hawk's Pro Skater or the
There
next
you go.
like Guitar Hero. It's not. It's don't worry. It's not
Fuck
COD.
Guitar
Guitar's
Hero.
gonna look so real.
I loved Guitar Hero. Okay, actually,
I miss
Rock
that
Band.
franchise for real. I
It-
really do.
It's
They-
over, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
They
long
killed
gone.
my baby. They
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
did.
It could come
They-
back.
what-
I mean,
they
they've
had
got the
5
licensing to make a new one.
They had 4 or 5 Guitar Hero games come out in 1 year. That's insane.
Yeah, they did. They did.
That's
they had a Beatles
fucking
edition.
ludicrous.
They had like Legends of Rock and shit. They had a
Yeah.
ton.
Metallica.
Well, here's the little story, and it's kind of interesting how this mirrors to the kind of Infinity Ward breakup thing. So Guitar Hero gets made, it gets wildly successful, is like the hot thing on PS2. Those developers have like a quarrel with Activision and get kicked out, basically, or whatever. Who cares? It's probably a longer story than that. But they make Harmonix, which is a development studio that
Rock
made
Band.
the Rock Band series,
Yeah.
which I thought was far better.
Oh yeah.
Which might be the case with Titanfall. We'll see. Who knows? But basically, Activision flooded the market to almost drown out Rock Band. So they would make like
tried.
5 Guitar Hero games a year, and Rock Band was silenced by the market just being flooded. And like every song under the sun was on disc somehow, and it made it irrelevant.
But I think what made Rock Band so successful was the DLC. That game was alive for a long, long time after it was.
What made
Hey,
it
they're
successful
still
was the fact
supporting-
that it integrated other
Are they?
instruments in there. Like
Yeah.
they're like, you could
It
play
was
the
awesome.
fucking drum.
They're
You
still
know?
supporting Rock
Dude,
Band 3.
I'll be honest. That being a drummer, it sucks playing Rock Band because
No.
as a drummer,
Or as a real drummer.
Yeah, as a real drummer,
Okay.
you play your own shit. Like even if you're doing a cover song, you will always add some sort of something different. But with Rock Band, you have to play it verbatim, and that drove me fucking insane. That I couldn't add my own fills and still be on point. God
They'd
damn
give
it.
you those little sections where
Yeah,
you
you
could.
can just rock out.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
Like just playing just a general beat. Like I could play.
You need to
the
go
beat
Neil
and when
Peart time.
Yeah, I cannot just add like a little whatever, and it would say no, you're doing it wrong. Like fuck you, Rock Band. I'm still on rhythm, motherfucker.
God damn it, Rock Band! I want to be Mitch Mitchell.
You know what Rock Band didn't have? Lag comp.
Oh, there you go.
You could play online and be good.
Yeah.
Said it all, man.
That was a good game.
You said it all.
All right, guys, man, we've had a pretty good goddamn talk here for almost an hour. Do we have anything else we want to chime in on before we snip the umbilical cord on this kid?
I want to say that Riley is going to die in Call of Duty Ghosts. Be prepared.
Yep.
He's
Is that
going
the
to
dog's
die.
name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck, I am not fucking paying attention to anything, apparently.
Yeah. Don't
I hope he
get
gets
too
stranded.
emotionally invested. He's
I hope
going
he gets
to
stranded
die.
in a mountain with Riley, and you have to choose to eat the dog or not
Oh shit.
to survive.
And this could all take
That's what
place
I
in
want.
Asia.
That'll happen in Homefront.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, whatever happened to Homefront?
They got a new one
It
coming out.
got-
Crysis engine, the Crytek engine.
It got picked up, didn't it?
Yeah, Crytek. They're making the next one.
But they own it, but are they making it? You
They're
know, see what I'm
owning and
saying?
making it.
Okay, all right. Because I knew they bought the rights, but they didn't necessarily have to do anything.
They were
with them
developing
yet, you know?
it. It's just been. It's one of those games where it's like, you know, they got the rights to it. They decided to start making it, and they're gonna take fucking forever. That's
Yeah.
basically what it is, because they're too happy with Crysis. And they're like, oh, we got to make a modern shooter. About that, yeah.
Basically, what Homefront 2 is going to do is make a whole bunch of awesome innovations, and then Call of Duty is going to steal it.
Yeah.
And then Homefront will
Exactly.
die. So
Well, wait until you can walk around in Call of Duty with an invisible cloak. That'll just be awesome.
Oh God. No.
You thought Ghost was bad.
No.
hey, man, it's going to be like 2035. They're going to go 10 years in the future. Then they have cloaking. Then the near future.
I
Even-
do not
Right?
want a target finder with Infinity Ward hit detection. That just sounds like a fucking nightmare. Oh
Feel your
no.
Infinity Ward hit detection on a Crytek engine would be insane. I would cry. I would literally just quit gaming. It's so beautiful, but the hit detection is so garbage. Like, I'd quit.
Speaking of garbage hit detection, let's end this shit. What do you say?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, podcast over. Leave a comment. Check these guys out. Links in the description. I love you. You didn't even say I love you back, you fucking prick.